Hello, everybody, and welcome to RollPlay Nebula Jazz, the show we had to air in the middle of the night so we could say words like poop and butt and dicks. It's your favorite 4 hours of space penis jokes. Thanks for coming. This is season number 2, episode number 9. And as usual, these nerds have attached to me like barnacles on the side of a pirate ship.
Wow.
Sam, I gotta say, my friend, I'm very proud of you. Not for your many accomplishments in making a baby or coming to America, nor even for fighting monsters, but tearing your ass away from that shit to come and play games with us. How are you feeling? Are you doing okay? Do you need anything?
Is this what an addict feels like? I'm like twitching. I need to,
Yeah, feeling a little itchy.
I was at a very cliffhangery spot too, so it made it a little bit worse. But
Dodger, has Sam
ready to be a space shark.
Has Sam called you Nergigante by accident in a moment of passion yet?
No, not yet.
Well, you let us know when that happens.
I'll keep tabs on that though.
We're here for you. But you're enjoying it, I presume, Sam. It's not just a masochistic self-loathing situation.
No, I love it. It's amazing. It's everything I wanted.
Now that you've had some time to sit with ye olde Monster Hunter, what are you feeling about it? Is it just like everything you could ever hope for? What's different than what you thought it would be?
I mean, they fucked up some of the multiplayer stuff, but that's Japan.
Oh boy, did you seriously? Trying to explain that to people, like, why is it like this? And you're like, okay, listen. So let me take it back to a little guy named Nobunaga. So Japan is a thing. It's terrible. Like the multiplayer is so bad.
I was speaking to the American team about it, and they were like, "Yeah, it's just the Japanese team did this, and it's just damage limitation. What else can we do?" But it's really stupid.
I was wondering during my first playthrough, I was wondering, like, is this the kind of thing that we just don't understand as people who are not deep in that kind of culture of game development? Like if you were to show that process to kind of your average PlayStation player in Japan, do you think they would be like, like, of course, yes, this is how it, like, this makes sense. This is how it should be done.
The weird bit is that it was brought up in like tests previously, and they were told, wait for the real version, like we fixed all this kind of stuff, but they obviously didn't do anything. For those who don't know what we were talking about, in Monster Hunter, there's like a story quest that goes on throughout Monster Hunter, and you can team up and you can go out as a group on these story quests. However,
sounds like fun. Sounds like a great time. I'm in. Sign me up.
They made it in such a way that if you haven't seen a future cutscene of the quest you're about to partake, you can't co-op. So you have to go out on your own, see the cutscene for the quest, then abandon the quest, go back to the lobby, make another room for the quest, and then go out with your friends who have also all gone and seen the cutscene and come back again. Instead of just showing the cutscene to everyone who went out on the quest at the same time, you have to go out on your own, see it, come back, group up, go out again and hunt the monster. And it's really fucking
stupid.
Apart from that,
to play it with anyone. So.
It's like my dream game. So I can overlook it.
The feeling that I have when I think about or experience the multiplayer of that game is much the feeling that I have when I look at like a platypus, where I'm like,
go on.
How did this happen? There must be a reason. There is some purpose that this fucking echidna exists, but I cannot, it escapes me. There has to be a context. There's gotta be a reason. And I can't work it out. So
well, if there were no echidnas, we wouldn't have Knuckles.
Oh, well, wouldn't that be a world to live in?
Yeah.
God forbid.
I'm not talking about fucking stupid meme Knuckles, okay? I'm talking about the real shit.
Real cool Knuckles. Yeah, non-meme Knuckles.
Cool Knuckles didn't contribute anything to the world.
Punching
he was a big old dummy. Sometimes they put him in a cowboy hat. He's great. What a good boy. His mini-series was on point. We got to meet his whole family, and then they got sucked into a vortex. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't read the Knuckles side stories in the comic book series.
You know what comic book writers don't know how to get rid of characters, so they just suck them into a vortex, Jesse. That's what happened.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's,
No, I get it.
It's Poochie syndrome, right?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So today on Nebula Jazz, Rex has to return to his home planet.
He's sucked into a vortex.
Whoops.
How are they gonna get out of this one?
Sam has PayPal'd me an indeterminate amount of money to kill his character off in the first 10 minutes of the show so that he can return to, I don't know, something else. It's fine.
I'll be here in spirit, though.
Yeah.
Look, chat, I'll have you know, I know at least one other person who has read those comics, okay? It's not just me, all right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not up on my Sonic lore, but it's nice to know that someone is. It's nice to know that someone out there cares about these things.
I got you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Mm.
He's a very fast blue guy and was on a console no one really liked. So Monster Hunter has been a thing. Dodger, you just started playing it, right?
Yeah, I was in Florida for the weekend doing coffee business stuff, and then
I
when
saw
I came
that.
home,
How did that go? I
it
saw
went
like
great.
the Instagram photos, so I was doing.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we should do, since I'm going to be out there anyway. I was going out there to meet with tea companies, and since I was already going to be out there, we were like, oh, we should do like a little stream, and we'll say, if anybody buys coffee during the stream, like a bag of coffee, then I'll sign the bag. So we were like, it would be really cool if we made like a couple grand on that. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll like announce all the stuff with the tea and all of the new like stuff that we want to add to the store. That would be great if that happened. And we wound up making a crazy amount of money, and I had to sign like almost 500 bags.
Damn.
But it was super worth it. It was amazing. So yeah, everything went really good. I got to see what it's like to bag up the beans and ship the beans and grind the beans and do all kinds of stuff.
You mentioned, I think you buried the lead there. You're doing tea research?
Yeah, so we've partnered with a company that's kind of like a tea equivalent to. So I'm partnered with a coffee company named Foxtail, and they do all of the like sourcing and roasting.
Named after Miles from Sonic, of course.
Yes, obviously, Miles per hour.
God damn it. No.
And so there's another company that's basically the equivalent for tea that like really cares a lot about tea and is super knowledgeable and has all of these connections with like small farms and blah, blah, blah. So we've added in an English breakfast tea and a ginger green tea. So the ginger green is my new favorite tea ever. And I just want to drink it all the time.
How long before Dodger's good time down home whiskey distillery becomes a thing?
Oh my God, I hope that's on the horizon.
I'll sign up. I will get you a cowboy hat and some boots, and let's make a bourbon happen.
Great. Excellent.
There you go. This is your next expansion plan.
Next time that everybody at Foxtail sits me down and says, so what's like a thing that you dream about for the future of Dodger Coffee Company? I'll be like, a down home bourbon.
That's right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Duke Shine.
Yeah, Duke Shine.
Nice.
Oh man, I'd buy that. Let's do it. The twist
Duke Shine. It'll make your ass blind.
That's good.
It's fine.
But yeah, so I got to play some Monster Hunter last night for basically the first time. I had actually created a character before I left, and then I was like, Sam, I didn't realize there were scars you could put on this dude. Can I put scars on him after the fact? And he was like, I don't think so. And I just like immediately deleted the character. And then Sam went to check, and he was like, you can definitely add scars after the fact. And I was like, what? But I already deleted him. And he was like, there's 2 other open save files. You didn't need to delete anything. What the fuck?
Hey, look, I understand. I like to keep the save files clean. I'm not one of those people that has like 18 save games. You got the 1, maybe 2 if the game's buggy. There's no need to have a bunch more. I appreciate that, Sam. Trying to keep it tidy.
Yeah.
Save game genocide.
If I'm never gonna touch this boy again, I might as well delete him, right? That came out weird. But anyways.
That is
looking.
There's some really good sentences that wind up coming about by calling literally everything boy.
That's good stuff. I like that. Yep.
Anyway, Monster Hunter's pretty fun.
That might be the best thing you've ever said. Thank you so much for that. You really improved my day.
You're welcome.
Good stuff. Yeah. I was watching a little bit. I saw a little bit of your character creation for Monster Hunter, and I feel like you appreciate it the way that I do. The character creation is very silly, and you can't quite make the hideous monstrosities of, say, a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls. Like, you can try and make the characters look weird, but never quite that weird. So you always get something that's vaguely human looking, which is nice. I guess it keeps me away from ruining my character.
Have you guys experienced? I've seen a lot of people complaining about how like their character looks nothing in game like it does in the creator.
Yeah, out of game, my character was wearing these like cute tiny leather shorts, and in game they keep putting all this armor on him, and I'm gonna return the game.
I'm talking about the face differences.
Oh, their face. I don't know. I don't look at his face.
Well, when you're making a character, there's 4 different light settings you're supposed to scroll through, but people don't do that. So they make a character in a certain light, and then when the game adds 3 other types of dynamic lighting, they're like, "What does it? It looks nothing like what I made."
That's not my problem. My problem is
do it right.
eyes. The eyes on my character are insane looking.
Yes.
I goofed.
I did experience that. You get to the point where you're doing like the face looks more or less okay, and then you do the eyes, and suddenly you're looking at a soulless monster. You're like, this is not right. Something.
Well, I tried to fix that. I was like, I'm gonna make these eyes like I'm gonna really focus in on the eyes and try to make like gateways to the soul. Every cutscene, she is cross-eyed and like looking off in one direction, and the other eye sort of like oogling. It is terrible. I don't know what I've created. I can't wait till I have Aloy.
My character is a queen.
Yeah.
She's
I don't doubt that.
pristine.
That's because I don't doubt that. You got everything going for you, buddy. Keep it up. I hate you so much.
The worst part is that like Aloy isn't even in the game yet.
I know. I played for hours. I did 14 hours one
Jesse
day.
was like, I'm gonna play Monster Hunter. I'm gonna go so hard until I unlock the Aloy outfit from Horizon Zero Dawn. Wasn't in the game yet. He didn't know.
Oh yeah.
So
that's some Mortal Kombat 2 like noob Cybot shit. That like I spent $46 at the arcade trying to fight this guy. Turns out EGM goofed me. It's okay. Eventually you'll get to play as her again. Eventually.
Well, also like Ryu and a bunch of other characters. I don't know what's happening in this game, but God bless.
This came up on Drop Frames. This is a thing Capcom loves to do, where they're just like, okay, we're making a new game. Let's get all this horse shit over here from our other games and put it here. Like this is like a little Mega Man cat guy situation, and they're just that's the thing. Capcom is shameless about that shit. They just love it.
there's a Mega Man outfit coming to Monster Hunter as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Mega Man, the Street Fighter stuff. But they've been doing this forever, right? Like this is a thing Monster Hunter has been pretty shameless about from the beginning.
Yeah, the last Monster Hunter game, you could be Link, right? If I remember right.
The one for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a Link outfit.
Yeah. Which
Weird
I mean, if you're coming into Monster Hunter looking for like deep characterization and immersive narrative, no, it's a game about hitting the same monster in the head over and over and over and over for hours and hours and hours.
But then looking super cool later.
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. You can look very cool, but your cat will look like a crappy Mega Man clone. But that's fine. Whatever.
No, my cat looks awesome.
Little Jessie is the best fucking cat there ever was. You're wrong. You're
All
wrong.
right. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to do some kind of tiny cat fashion show where everybody takes screenshots of their adorable cat pets and then shows them off, and we vote for whichever one is the cutest.
Multiple times. I've taken multiple screenshots.
All right. Well, then good. Get them ready. Get your best ones together.
They're all the best. I'm sorry.
No, you got to pick. You got to pick one. It's not how it works.
I'll let you pick.
Isn't your cat just a watcher from Horizon Zero Dawn?
I mean, right now, yes. But before, he was a very cute little red cat, but he had like a white little... It was wonderful. He's wonderful.
Now I'm just thinking about a tiny cat fashion show. Jesse, what have you, besides making adorable cats that bring you alcohol, if there is anything besides that, what have you been up to, man? How are you?
I don't know. Unlike Unlike Sam, who puts in like 20-hour days streaming, I haven't streamed as long as I streamed this weekend in, I'm going to say years. I don't remember the last few days. I couldn't tell you what the fuck happened. I don't know.
Welcome to my world.
I don't know what I started
blur.
streaming Friday and like it's Monday. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you what happened. I remember I beat Diablos last night, which was pretty cool. But like, I'm no super awesome hunter. I don't know what happened. Last week? I don't know what happened I can't remember last week. I want you all to know. I guess we did this show last week. I don't remember.
I
I
think
could
that
have been
happened.
here or not.
Yeah, well, it's fine. We're externalizing our life experiences now. We don't need to remember. There's YouTube videos for that shit, so it's okay. We get to the end of our lifespan and look back and be like, did I have a life? It's too many episodes. I'm gonna just go lie down.
I know stuff occurred. I probably was involved in cool shit, but I didn't like start a coffee company or become like the cat fashionista or like get rank 9,000 hunting monsters. I literally don't know what I did. I blacked out. This is like a Law and Order episode. Can I tell you? I watch a lot of Law and Order.
I was about to say, haven't you been watching some Law and Order?
I'm up through season 15 now. Do you know one of the characters dies horrifically? I did not know that. I was like, I thought this was just a procedural. It is not. One of the characters dies terribly. I was like, whoa, that's a main character. I'm not gonna look. Law and Order, very good show. Very good show. You're wrong if you don't like it.
I mean, no one said it wasn't a good show, Jesse. I mean, yeah, maybe we need Ice-T to come and find your lost time.
That's
He lives in LA,
SVU. I'm
right?
not watching SVU right now. Even though Mariska Hargitay is the most beautiful woman on TV, I don't know that I'm not watching that. I'm watching original Law and Order.
Original Law and Order. Yeah, that's what my dad went hard on.
Your dad and I feel like we're in the same place right now. I feel like if I sat down with your dad and was like, what'd you do over the weekend? He'd be like, Law and Order and fighting monsters. And we'd be in the same place. I feel like.
Yeah. Did your dad fight a lot of monsters?
You know, back in the day, definitely. He settled down a lot now. He builds cabinets now.
Yeah, but really, isn't that what we do in Monster Hunter anyway? Is like build stuff with like monsters?
It's true. Yeah.
Trees are just the monsters of nature.
From a certain point of view, trees are evil. It's true.
No,
I agree.
fair enough.
Yeah. From my perspective, the Jedi are evil, so it's all good.
Good stuff. Pokket, save me from Jesse, please. How you doing?
I'm entertained. I'm being entertained right now.
I need you.
I'm not playing Monster Hunter. I'm sorry to disappoint.
That's not disappointing at all. We need a little variety.
I was playing There Are Billions, and now I'm playing Subnautica. And
How is your Subnautica experience? Because people seem very polarized on either this is the best or I'm terrified and I wish that I was dead.
Yeah.
I would say that I mean I wouldn't call it the best, but I am enjoying it. I find it to be an enjoyable game. I think that I really like the whole like single player survival building and all of that, plus with a little bit of story. Even though I didn't know at first you had to read the radio or listen to the radio for the story to progress, so I just like spent like hours just doing nothing but going around the ocean. But I found it enjoyable. I found it really enjoyable, and it's a little spooky, but I haven't found it scary so far.
I have seen clips of people are like, "Hey, it's so dark down here. I wonder what that is over there. Do you think it's a place I can settle?" And they're immediately killed by like an ungodly death beast.
I only screamed once, and I saw the beast like well before, and then it like just turns and looks at me and roars, and then I screamed and started swimming away.
Shit roars at you in this game.
I'm actually scared of underwater like a lot, but I really like it.
I wonder about that because like it seems like there are a lot of people who say that, like Marcus, like DJ Wheat was like huge fear of water, not into it at all, but he's been playing it and he seems like fine.
Is it Is it like Astroneer where you have to manage your oxygen and stuff?
Yeah, you do. You have to. Oxygen kind of works like stamina, like a breathe, but you can increase the capacity, and then you can like build stuff that, like submarines and stuff like that.
Right.
It is a lot of fun, and I think it was just kind of in the beginning it was hard to get into, but then once you did, it's just I don't know. Now it's just a lot of exploration, and when I'm done with that, I'm gonna move on to a full playthrough of Skyrim.
Oh, damn, nice.
Yeah.
What? What? Why?
I've
How?
never beat Skyrim. I've never
Neither have I. I couldn't tell you how that game ended.
I've never, and I'm gonna do everything I can and then beat it once and for all. Just be done
We're
with
never gonna see you again. It's gonna be next week, and we're gonna have to send a search party for you. I'm gonna have to get Detective Briggs and that other guy, I can't remember his name, from Law and Order to come check your apartment.
I'm looking forward to. I've already modded it. I already got my 100 mods, including, and then I made it worse. I added a bunch of content that like modders made. So I have like all these new cities, these new quests. I even have a whole section that is. This is gonna be so bad. Grand Admiral Thrawn and a bunch of Star Wars related chiss people in it, and you go through quest lines within it, and you just find chiss throughout the Skyrim.
So hold on. So what? What? So it's a mod. It's just
Adam,
a Star Wars mod,
don't
but the
question
only
this.
like
Don't do
okay,
it.
so maybe was there like a dimensional portal and like a Star Destroyer like crashed, but then why is it full of chiss? How do they even know what a Canon Ascendancy starship looks like? Help me understand this.
It's just a crossover overhaul.
They just don't even give a fuck. Hey, they just threw it in there.
And the thing is the chiss look great, and I'm like, yep, I need this in my life. And then you'll just randomly encounter some chiss like throughout the rest of the Skyrim world, and I'm just like, okay,
Sure,
whatever, why not? Because I played through quite a bit of it, but never beaten it, and I was like, I need new content so that way it's not like stale, and I don't do a lot of the same stuff. So I added Star Wars.
That's certainly a way to do it. Yeah.
Best way to do it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, exciting in the way that terrifying
a game
things
that's
are.
like what 6 years old now. So
yeah. So you're playing it on PC obviously because you got all the mods. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's what I look forward to, and then I'm gonna go through other games like Dark Souls when it gets closer to the revamp of Dark Souls 1.
Yeah. That's coming out. I'm excited about that. I'll go back and play Dark Souls 1 again. I haven't played that in years.
Do you think it's gonna be like just an actual like overhaul of the game, or just like a minor graphics update?
I hope that there is like additional optimization for the PC version of the game. You'll know when you get to Blighttown whether or not they like really fixed it, or whether it's just like, hey, here's a shinier version of the most horrible part of the game. I mean, I guess there's fan mods that fix a lot of that kind of common problem stuff, but I do hope that they take the time to go back and do it.
Yeah. I mean, I played a little bit of it, and I didn't think it was that bad, but I was like, I could see how an overhaul might bring more people in.
Yeah, the PC port for the first one was not great when they launched it. Obviously, they've learned a lot since then, but we'll have to cross our fingers and see how it goes. People, the Souls fan base are very, very picky individuals, so we'll know right quick exactly how fixed or not fixed it is.
Yeah,
which is fine. That's cool. And you haven't played. You're still pretty like new to the Souls like series.
I just beat Dark Souls 3. I haven't beaten Nameless King yet. I haven't tried really.
That's the only boss I couldn't. I was just like, nah, I'm done. He's optional. He's gonna stay optional.
Yeah. So that's I beat 3 and I really enjoyed 3, so I wanted to go back and try 1 and maybe 2, but people tell me don't try 2. Yeah.
I feel like I can't tell anymore because this is a thing that happens with the internet and the way people think about things. I can't tell anymore if Dark Souls 2 was bad or not because all I hear is about how bad it was. And I can't I've lost my own opinion in the void of the internet, which is a dangerous thing to have happen to you.
I kind of want to try it to get my own opinion about it. So I don't know. That's what I like to do anyway. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
I liked it when I played it, and so I know that for a fact. That's all that I can do because I don't remember like what exactly I liked about it or anything, but I know that at the time that I was playing it, I enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
I guess
I think
that's where I'm at.
yeah, it's like it's the weakest of the series, but like it's such a good series overall that like maybe it's still. Let us know, right? Play through 1. If you get to 2 and you want to play it, we can revisit this and you can tell us about how you feel because I'm curious about your thoughts on it because I like I said I've lost my own ability to know what I think or feel. So
What's like a really terrible game to play? Just really like gameplay wise, a terrible game.
like just really really bad. That's a great question. I'm trying to think of the last like really just piss poor like shitty game that I played.
Oh yeah, I'll go play Andromeda and then I'll go to Dark Souls 2 and I'll have like a lower bar set. That way, like you can't. I didn't like Andromeda. I'm sorry if people did. I just thought it was. I just got done playing Mass Effect 2, and then going into Andromeda, I shit on that game so hard. I did not like it at all, and so maybe I'll play that and then go into Dark Souls 2 and be like, wow, this game's amazing. Everything's so great.
Whatever works, man.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go at it. You just cleanse the palate with something real bad, and then you'll play a game that was actually made by professionals and not terrible.
Yeah.
I like it. Good call. Nice work. So, my friends, shall we play some Nebula Jazz?
Yeah.
You ready? You feeling ready? All right. Yeah. So the last time we saw y'all, you had obtained for yourselves a MacGuffin of significant cosmic power, the golden apple of the Mingasi Imperium, with which many miracles have been promised. The ability to kickstart the Mingasi race once again, if you're able to find appropriate genetic material with which to feed the thing. You could save the princess, right? With this, it's been promised. It also supposedly contains like the sum of Mingasi science and technological advancement. So, millennia of research and technology. It's a big deal, and now it is in your possession. So, that's good, I guess. And then above you, over the world of the multiple worlds of Xanadu, you have the mighty fleet of Storm of Light's Bane and its smaller ships, the Agarans, who have come here to finish the job. What was started way back when. So they have arrived with a bone to pick with Rex, and they're going to pick that bone with many planet-ruining laser beams from space. However, the group of you are still underground and underwater and relatively safe as the erudite Eternal builds for you a new way off of the planet, out from under the sea at the very least. And I think when we fade back in, it's like right back where we left off, with all of you kind of standing around, probably all like talking over each other, trying to decide what to do now. Artemis, you have the apple. Rex, you're like, let's go. I'll go and fight them. What's the scene like? Has anybody like offering up a plan, or what's happening here?
At the end of the last episode, Leviathan was called, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And asked whether or not it was like
I believe
time to shoot.
I believe basically the call wasn't so much is it time, it was I'm doing it. Like I'm here and here we go. And yeah, Leviathan has kind of been like, she is not participating in the cross-talk. She's trying to kind of make herself small. She's like stepped back.
I think I would walk over to her and be like, you have got to tell him not to do this.
And she looks at you and she says, not to tell him not to do what?
What do you mean? He's gonna attack this, right? Like we're all gonna.
She nods and she says, "I've seen enough of this place to know that it deserves to be burned from the face of the universe. It's just a planet that makes monsters." And she says that there's a double meaning because she means both the literal monsters and also like your people. Just so there's subtext there.
Wow.
Cool. Thank
Wow.
you.
Yeah, just so everybody's on this. We pause a moment and the narrator explains this to you. Yeah, so she's like, this is just a place that makes monsters.
Leviathan, the reason that you came after us in the first place was because you needed Rex, right? You needed to find Thuja, and the only thing you could think to do was find Rex. And I know that if we get out of here perfectly fine, that Rex can find Thuja. I know how he can find Thuja, but you have to keep us safe and get us off of here first.
And she's like practically like growling at you, like she's baring her teeth and like snarling a little bit, and she gets all like up in your face, and she says, "That's how this started, but now," she like looks over at Rex, and what are you doing, Rex, when she looks at you?
Stretches.
Nice, like loosen up those lats.
Yeah.
Right. So she looks over at Rex, and we see him like flexing it out. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
Cracking his neck.
Yeah.
Getting ready to fist fight the spaceships. She says, that's how this started. But now I think there's a bigger play here. I don't think I can let you leave. Not with the apple. Not if it means bringing back the Mingasi.
What, so you're going to take it? Is that the
And
plan? You guys
that's-
take the apple?
And that's when she punches you in the mouth. So you're like, is that it? And then she just goes, wow, and she takes a swing at you. So let's see how that goes.
Right into it.
Welcome
Let's do
to the
this
show.
shit.
All right. So she's got a 3 coming at you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to just dodge it.
Okay, so you can dodge with quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She's definitely gonna spend a fate point to bump that up to 5.
She wants to make sure this fucking punch hits.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have yelled at her so much.
Get her all fired up.
I know, fuck. Okay, so she's gonna use a point.
Yeah. She's definitely using a point.
I'll use a point too.
Yeah. Okay. What are you gonna? What aspect are you invoking?
Golden Shadow.
Right. Okay. So she's punching the empty space. Okay. All right. So she's like and like takes a swing at you. And how do you dodge? Are you just like not there or?
Yeah, I think she like goes to punch, and realizes that I've like crouched down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay. So what? Yeah. What do you have? You have the initiative. What are you gonna do? She's not. It's not just one swing. She just wants to beat you
Right.
up.
I'm gonna take this.
That was the beginning of a fight.
Not to use D&D terms, but I'm gonna use this opportunity to disengage. Just get away from her.
All right. You take a 5-foot step away from her and then move 30 feet down the hallway.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, let me
Alright.
check my movement speed though, really.
Cool. Yeah. You get attacked by rust monsters.
God.
So, okay. So well, how do you disengage from her? Do you like jump back? Do you put your hands up? Describe what Artemis is doing here. So she swings at you. You duck out of the way. Big haymaker.
I think like I didn't see the punch coming, right? I just happened, like I managed to dodge it.
Yeah.
So I think I probably like, kind of go down and back and then sort of roll away. Like, what the shit?
Okay. All right. So you're just trying to keep her at a distance, or because she's gonna keep coming.
I know. I'm gonna try to keep talking to her. Just
Okay. What do you say?
just
Look, Leviathan,
So this whole scene, we're gonna go back and forth, you and me. This is gonna be a combination fight / conversation. So your like attacks can be you trying to reason with her.
okay.
Yeah. So sorry, go ahead. I mean, I just wanted to
Yeah, I think I would follow that up with
Leviathan, nobody can use this but me. I'm the only person who's going to be able to get this thing to do anything at all. So you can't just get rid of me, okay? Otherwise, this thing is useless.
Okay. Make a careful or clever either way, because you're trying to reason with her by like pointing out something maybe she hadn't thought of.
Okay, I can use clever.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. She's gonna resist with forceful by screaming at you. So while you're talking, she's just like
She's a good screamer.
It's like her little fangs bare, just spit flying in your face, and she's just trying to like So she just tries to overpower your argument with yelling, which she does. Unless you'd like to spend to reroll.
No, I'll just,
Okay,
just let her scream over me, I guess.
Okay. So I think in that case she might get a boost. Let me pop the rules open here. Fate accelerated. There it is. Okay. So yeah, in a conflict, if you attack her, if you attack her and fail, it looks like no effect. Okay, so you're safe.
I'm sick.
Yeah, because she only beat you by 2. So if she beat you by 3, she would get a thing. So you're like, you're trying to talk her down. She's just shouting at you, and then I think because you're like kind of ducking and stuff, so she's like, "Come here," and like tries to physically grab you and like get on top of you so you can't slip away. So she's gonna lunge for you and try to grab you, and I get a 3. How do you avoid it?
I think I'm still just like bobbing and weaving, man. just trying to
I just try to slip away. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oof.
Do you wanna take because you've still got stress and everything, so you could take that as a 1-point stress hit and not be too bad.
Yeah, I'll take the stress.
Okay. All right. So here's what we see. So it's muted and it's like in the background, but we cut over to Rex, who's like still stretching, and we see Artemis and Leviatha run by in the background, and we see Leviatha just scream and like jump on top of Artemis, and, like pin you to the ground, just like shaking you. So what's everybody else doing? Are you just having your conversation and ignoring them fighting? Or do you want to get involved?
No pressure, guys. It's like whatever.
Some magic balls filled with green stuff, and I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Listen.
I don't want to die.
Basil is missing. Basil has walked away from this area.
Okay, all right. Thankfully, there isn't too far Basil can go to disappear, but that's fine.
Well, he's trying to go get a better signal for the guys upstairs because he did say he would call them.
Yeah, so you're walking around with the pointy cell phone, being like,
yeah. I'm trying to get them to come down. I'm waiting for them, basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are you doing, Luna?
I'd say that I'm just looking at some notes. I have like a pad out, and I'm like searching through my notes with the after what happened to Mr. Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like trying to assess to get the coding more perfected, because I mean that's just unacceptable. It was fine with some people, but it's not with others, and I need to figure out why it's not okay, or it doesn't work correctly with some beings.
So you're just
like doing that. So you just see me on the
just
ground.
ignoring the fight. Yeah, Rex.
Well, I like stop and I look back, and I mean to me it's just like a petty fight over something.
You literally see Leviatha jump on top of Artemis and start slamming Artemis's head into the ground.
I mean,
I'll work through it.
Yeah.
What if? Okay, no, but what if I see that and I'm just like, oh, you kidding me? Could I try to sedate her?
Leviatha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Agarans are traditionally very, very difficult to sedate. The entire school of Agaran, like medical surgery, they don't even have a word in their language for anesthetic. They just do it. They do it live. So it's gonna be very difficult.
Oh, geez. Well, and I, being a doctor, would know this already since everyone calls me a doctor, right?
You know about biology.
Can I discover an aspect about her?
Yes, you could roll to discover an aspect.
I want to discover an aspect about her.
Okay. All right.
Weakness of sorts.
Yeah, she's rife with them. Go ahead and roll. You're just observing them while they're fighting.
Yeah.
So this seems like careful.
Okay.
Yeah. So make a careful roll. We'll say difficulty is 3. Nice.
Oh shit!
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, surprising no one, Leviatha has the aspect obsessed with Artemis.
All right.
So that's an aspect, and you'll get a free shot on it. So let me pop it in there for you. Okay, there you go. Leviatha is obsessed with Artemis. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do. Artemis. Speaking of whom, what's your plan here?
I think since she's just
So you tried to get away. She jumped on your back. You fell forward onto your like you're lying face down on the floor, and she's just like grabbed you by the shoulder. It's like, give me the apple. I hate you. Just like screaming and probably crying and just pummeling you.
Damn.
God, this is not the sort of situation that I'm built for. Just having the shit beat out of me.
Where's Rex? What is happening
Rex
right
is
now?
just stretching. Rex is just
He's
like
not
getting
helping.
ready. He's just getting
You
ready.
put
to
your
fight.
faith in the wrong man, lady.
It's not my turn yet, Jesse. There's a
Could be you.
order.
I think if she's no, never mind. I don't know.
Ridiculous.
I don't know. I think I'm just kind of like balling up.
Like trying not to get pummeled. Okay, all right. So
Damage to myself.
that's fine. Why don't you try to create an aspect you can use to defend yourself? We'll call it fetal position. Roll what's an
I'm
appropriate approach to roll up
I'm
in a ball
shocked
and hope
this
you
is
don't
the same
die?
Artemis who dodged like blades and shit in the back
Yeah,
of a ship.
this is
How
different.
are you?
Look, she's very strong. She's just fucking.
So I feel like this is like the opposite of forceful. Let's just call it careful. You're just carefully trying to protect your head and organs.
Okay.
Difficulty 2. We'll say.
No.
Did you get, no. Okay. All right.
I'll take another stress. That's fine.
Okay. So she's not actually attacking you, so you don't have to take a stress. This was your turn. You're trying to like create an aspect for later to defend yourself
Okay.
better. So failing on this is no additional benefit.
Okay.
But if you leave the fail as it stands, she's gonna get I get to use the aspect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's turn this red because it's for me. So you just curl up in a ball and are like, please, ow, no. It's just
No, I'm definitely like yelling back, but I'm like
okay. All right. Rex, what would you like to do?
Rex he's stretching and then he can hear like slapping and yelling and he kind of like
Yes, you hear the familiar sound of
Slapping
an
and yelling.
Agaran screaming at someone angrily.
Yeah. And he like looks to his right, and he's like, "Wow, what the fuck?" And then, oi! He goes to grab her and throw her off.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So you run over to try to grab her. Okay. Well, so we'll
Yeah.
do just like an opposed forceful.
Okay.
So when you come over towards her, she flails at you and she's just like, "Get away from me! You're not my dad."
Can I? Sam, what is your love trait called? Your
Anything for love?
It was, yes, anything for love. Oh, nice, Jesse.
Can I would like to compel Sam
Mm-hmm.
to realize that what's happening before him is exactly the same kind of first meeting he had with Thuja way back in the day. And he recognizes this not as an angry brawl over an apple, but
Young love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love. This is Agaran love.
Love
And-
blossoming like a drop of blood in the water.
Yeah, and I want him to be like, you know what? I shouldn't get involved with this. This isn't a threesome. This is for them. I want that to happen.
Right. Okay. So the offer here is that Rex recalls an earlier day. Maybe that first fateful meeting with Thuja where she stabbed you in the kidneys. Will you take the
Anything
point?
for love, Sam. Anything.
I'll take it. Yeah. Rex is walking over to stop it, and then the war cry almost sends him back to that moment him and Thuja shared on the lava river.
And this is very much like
in season 1.
Yeah, it's very much like the subtext is, it's not like this isn't a sexy thing. Like Leviathan isn't in heat here. This is like the way Agarans express love. Yeah. So this is the obsession with Artemis coming forth the way only an Agaran knows how, by smashing your face repeatedly into the deck plate of an underwater facility.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Rex turns and yes, you understand these feelings well.
He kind of just does one of these kids.
Yeah, so that's what we cut over to Leviatha, who has grabbed Artemis by the collar, picked you up, and then punches you in the face again. She's like turned you over and is hitting you in the face so your head hits the deck. What are you doing? How are you defending yourself from her?
I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna try to fight back.
Escalate. All right.
It's just not gonna go well.
Okay, we'll do a opposed forceful. See how it goes. She got a 2. All right, I didn't roll very well.
I got a 0. Great.
You got a 0. Okay. Would you like to spend a fate point?
Part of me really wants to, but you've got a ding on me, so I think it's probably gonna be useless. Okay. Yeah, I think realizing that this isn't really working, and she's like going to hit me in the face. I'm trying to just like just get her hand away, like slap at her arm or something.
Yeah.
Super ineffective.
She grabs the front of your clothes, pulls you up like a couple of feet off of the deck, and then punches you in the face, and the back of your head hits the floor, and it's just like ringing a bell, right? You just like your ears are, and like everything goes white for a second. So mark that second box of stress, or you can take a like the first condition if you want to keep your stress.
So what is
So the way it would work is with two slots of damage, you either take that stress, or you can take a mild consequence, which is a negative aspect that will last for the rest of the scene.
Right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Let's call it
tough love.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So we got that one, and then you got the futile position. Okay, there you go. So that'll last for the scene, and she just like, bang, your head hits the ground, and like everything is kind of swimming. You see multiple Leviathas over you, and it's not going super great. Luna?
Where's the apple?
Somewhere. Artemis ostensibly still has it.
Are you still holding on to the apple, Artemis?
Yeah.
I mean, she's wailing at you right now. Are you?
Unless you Pokket, unless you would like to find a way to like roll to make it be somewhere else. That's okay too.
I want to say in the middle of all this, Leviatha is clearly obsessed with Artemis, and
Leviatha doesn't really care about the apple. This is about punching Artemis a lot.
Yeah, and Artemis is too busy getting punched in the face to really care.
So this is the like focal shift from the fight to the apple like lying nearby.
Yeah, no, like the apple. Like I get up and I'm like, what? This isn't quite. Something's off, and that's when I realized Leviatha's kind of like she's obsessed. Like she likes Artemis, and I've already picked up on that. But then, like right at that, like as Artemis goes down, you just see the apple kind of roll a little bit away towards me.
Yeah, like it's rolled away somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's have Luna. You roll your clever against Artemis's careful. because Artemis would be careful with an object like this, and whoever wins, that's the person that has potential possession of the apple. So, Dodge, you want to roll to oppose Pocket's roll here?
No, I'm cool with her having it.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you notice it, Luna, like it's rolled away and is sitting on the deck somewhere nearby.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna like look at it, and then I'm gonna look back at them. I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna put it in my sack.
You see your own beautiful green face reflected in its curved golden surface.
And as that happens, I'm like, I just don't understand. Why didn't he look like me? And I just put it back in the satchel, or put it in my bag.
Jesus, this campaign is not going to end the way that we think. I see a future. I see a dark future where the entire universe, by way of this magical MacGuffin, turns into Luna, and it's just a universe of Lunas. This is a John Malkovich
That's been her
situation.
secret plan all along.
That's the weird ending. Okay, so that's Artemis. It is your turn. You can now act against Leviatha here.
I wanna try to just like grab her face and just be like, stop.
Okay. All right.
Just like fucking stop this. What are we doing?
Okay. All right. Make a forceful roll. Trying to grab her and to stop her from moving is very tricky, but you got more fate points than me, so you got to beat a -4. Jesus Christ.
That's love, baby.
Wow.
She just knocked me out, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
You can give at any time, and we work together to negotiate the ending. If I beat you, if you end up being like knocked out of the fight, I just get to say what happens. But if you want to, you can't do it now, but before Leviathan rolls again, you can just be like, I'm out. I give, uncle.
Okay, definitely I'm out.
So you got to deal with the
can't do it
consequences.
now, I know, but
I got to deal with the consequences of this first.
right.
And let me find the thing about folding. So the way it works, if you think you're gonna lose, the conflict, you can say you're done. Let me see where it is. Giving in. Here we go. You get a fate point for conceding, and a fate point for each consequence you took in the conflict. This is your chance to say you win this round, but I'll get you next time. So you're gonna get two. You get 2 fate points. You get 2 fate points, but you don't get. She beats the living shit out of you and gets what she wants, which in this case is getting to beat the shit out of you, I guess.
What is that exactly? I guess that's an internal thing for her.
Yeah, it's the fact that she knows that she could beat you. She establishes the hierarchy.
Right.
I think that's what. No, you know what? That's not what she wants. She doesn't just want to beat you up. She wants you to fight back, is what she wants.
Right.
Because she's been like chasing you around this whole fucking time. And if she beats you and you get knocked out or whatever, then she's still doing the same thing, but she wants you to fight back. She wants you to like actually like act like she expects someone who likes her to act, which is to say like physically attack her.
So in order for me to like truly give in, I have to.
I think you give in as a player. You say, okay, she gets what she wants, and let's talk about how that happens. So you take I'll give you your fate point for conceding and one for the tough love, which will go away now. Because the conflict is over. Okay. So she pushes you hard enough that you fight back, right? What does that look like? Because you've been trying to get away and like talk, and she's just like screaming and punching you and like trying to hurt you.
Well, I think there's a point where I realize like there's no way I'm going to be able to like hit back or do anything about her hitting me, and I can't even really see or think very well at this point. So I just like grab one of my knives and stab it into her leg.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's not about fighting back. It's about fighting back enough. Like your little wimpy slaps, your little urchin slaps were
Right.
not sufficient. But
right.
yeah, so there's a moment where she's just like punching you and she like pulls her hand back to give you another smack and then just thunk.
Yeah.
And she stops and blinks a couple of times and she looks down at the knife in her leg and then she looks at you. And what are you doing?
I think if she stops, I'm trying to fucking get away from her. Like I'm like scooching away and just like just kind of collapsing and letting myself just sit there.
Yeah. So she she's got you in one hand and she brings her arm back. You stab her and like she just like drops you and looks at it and you squirm out from under her and like scramble away. She looks at her leg and then she looks at you and then she's just like ah and like screams really loud because and not a like I'm angry but like ah there's a knife in my leg. So she like screams really really loud and just like looks at it and looks at you and just continues to scream like ah. And she's like bleeding on the floor and what do you do?
Just like deliriously like that's right, bitch.
So she just has this she keeps just looking at you and looking at the knife and just screaming in pain. That was it. Like she doesn't have any other reaction.
I'm just gonna lay there just like
and I think she finally her lungs kind of and she's like and then like passes out and just like falls onto the ground lying there with a knife sticking out of her leg.
Remind me, does like Mingasi don't actually like retain like outer physical injury, do they?
No, their bodies will like you already your nose is like going back into place.
Right.
And, yeah.
That would have probably been very frustrating for her to see if she was still awake.
She's passed out. She's like
Great.
lying there with her knife sticking out of her.
Cool.
She probably needs medical attention. But for now, Rex, you see this whole thing happen, and then what?
They're both like on the ground, right?
I think Artemis is probably standing up now.
just look at Rex like, what the fuck, man?
You gotta work your shit out. Trust me, I know her sister.
Where's the apple? Where's the apple? Who took the apple? Do you have it?
You notice at this moment Basil is missing.
I haven't got it. Doc?
I was like sitting there looking at my pad and just like, I can't believe it. Why didn't it? And I'm like going through all the formulas, like I'm simulating like formulas to see like this should work, and then it like simulates and it doesn't work, and I'm like, what? How is that not working? What?
Doc!
What?
Do you have the apple?
Oh yeah, I have the apple. It was rolling away.
Oh, thank God. Oh my
And I like
God.
pulled it up, and I'm like,
So there's this fucking Boromir moment, right? Where you're like, of course I have it, and you hold it up,
Mhm.
and Artemis looks at it, and we see the whole scene kind of like reflected in the apple's surface.
I figured since you two were having a lover's quarrel that I would hold on to it for now.
Oh
Two?
God.
I'm not talking about you, Shark Boy.
I'm
I
a
like-
man. Sharp man.
I like walk over and kneel down and like put the button on the end of my sentence, just like it's not like that, and then I just pull the knife out of her leg like really aggressively.
Yeah, even unconscious to sort of counter the point of like it's not like that. You yank it out, and she just makes like a pleased kind of like moaning noise in her sleep. She's like,
God.
I'm gonna like wrap up her leg as best I can.
Okay.
For to help.
So you're Artemis. You're okay with Luna carrying around the soul chance of your people's revivification?
I'm not the one who's disappeared right now. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, as long as Basil doesn't have it, I'm like pretty cool right now.
If
so
Luna,
Basil, meanwhile, right? Because
Yeah.
you're like, as long as Basil doesn't have it, we cut over to Basil. So you're out in the dark, lit by the dim red light of the Agaran spiky cell phone device, the communicator. And you're walking down the hallway towards, because there's only really one direction to go, towards the port where the thing is building a new submarine for you.
Yeah, and Basil is talking into this weird pointy communicator thing, and is hello, Barry, Benny. Oh, these stupid names. Whoever you are, they have the apple. So now would be a good time.
And the thing crackles and kind of like squeals a little bit as it tries to pick up a signal, and you hear some static, and and then you hear the Emperor Darkthrone's voice come over the comms, and he says, "The apple? What is about apple?"
I thought, oh, DT, I thought you had this all figured out. I don't know. It's supposed to fix things. And if you had it, I bet it could fix things for you.
And he says, "Well then, get it for me."
Have you seen me? If I throw a punch, my hand will collapse in on itself.
You don't have to punch them. You have in your grasp the ultimate weapon against fools, their trust.
God.
What?
I don't know. They're your friends. Sneak it away from them, or
What happened to your men? Where are your soldiers? Why are they not here?
listen. We're bombarding the planet as hard as we can, but
You're bombarding the planet. I feel nothing. Not even a quake.
And so you hear him like cover the phone, like he says he can't feel it. Just bombard them harder. And somebody else, you hear a voice and it says like, "We're bombarding them as hard as we can, sir." Well, turn up the bombardment. It's already at 10. What? I don't know. Do something. And he comes back. He's like, "Fine, I've seen to it."
In the meantime, what do I do?
Don't get blown up by the aforementioned bombardment, and try to get that apple for me.
Yes, sure. Oh, of course. All right. Over out. And Basil like turns off the communicator and then just tosses it into the water.
Bloop. Okay.
And turns around and goes back. I want to go back to the brain thing. The weird brain.
Yeah. So you head back towards your friends. And as you approach, you see Leviatha lying on the ground. You see Artemis holding a knife. You see Rex and Luna, and they're kind of in the midst of, or they're at the end of a conversation.
I'm able to, like, you know what, Basil, like because Basil thinks he's slick, so as they like he snuck out and then he came back and he figures no one's gonna notice, and as Artemis says, like, as long as Basil doesn't have it, Basil's like, "What did I miss, guys? How? Oh boy, looks like this was crazy. How are you two lovebirds doing?"
I just stare at him while I wipe the blood off of the knife.
So commitment issues. That's crazy, right, guys? So here's what's happening. The surface of the planet is being bombarded, up to level 10. That's 2 5s, and so I don't know how we're going to get out of here, but if we had a awesome battleship, we could fight back, I think.
We're not
Right?
putting you inside of a battleship.
What does the brain say? Brain, what do you say?
You're not in his chamber right now, so he can't hear you.
Brain?
Back me up here.
Say that.
I'm just saying, if I had a ship, I would be useful. I could help.
I agree. If any of us had a ship, that would really help a lot. I don't think any of us need to be a ship. Don't you all agree?
Have you ever been a ship? I'm just saying, have you ever been a world-destroying devastator? Have you ever been a capital-class battlecruiser? Have you ever even been a light
Sex
frigate?
bot?
You know what? You haven't even been that. That's
haven't.
how
You're right.
unexperienced you are. You're currently involved in a love feud with an Igarin, and you are carrying an apple.
I'm
That
tapping
is
out.
the
Somebody else talk to him. I can't do this right now.
He has a
That is
point.
the
I mean, you're blinded by love, and we could do
What?
the battleship. It would
What
be
is
Hey.
happening?
Thank
And I
you.
like correct him. I'm like, actually, I think that's blood in her eyes.
I
Blood, love.
want to defeat them.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Look, they're incompetent boobs. I've tried so hard to work them over for a ship, and they promised me a ship, and I was going to kill everyone, but it's not happening. So by God, we're gonna kill them, and I'm gonna take their ship. Who's with me, Rex?
I'm with you.
That's why I like
See,
him.
like the us two, just like,
Ooh, guys.
I'm gonna need you to explain that first part when we're done, but I'm with you.
What? The part where we kill them?
how are we gonna do that? Aren't
That's
there
what
more
you
of
meant.
them?
I mean, that's just a number. I feel like with Rex on our side, we can kill a lot of them. Right,
Not wrong.
Rex?
Not wrong.
I don't think we're prepared for this. I mean,
Well, look, step by step. Step
What?
one is what? What do we do?
You get.
How do we get out of here?
You make them come to us.
They can't because they're stupid.
Why? What? What?
They're
So,
idiots.
Cut back to the surface of the planet, which is being just like orbitally bombarded by this spaceship, and the surface is starting to turn into like just molten slag. Like the atmosphere is burning off, and the ocean is starting to boil, and there's just like a pummeling of laser fire from space, and we just see Emperor Darkthrone sitting amidst his many axes, scrawny arms folded over his chest, just staring at the view screen, bathed in the red light of this planet being obliterated.
Idiots. Idiots. We need to get out of here, or this whole planet will become one giant space slag. We need to go.
All right. What do you suggest?
I don't know. I literally, I
So
just got here. Talk to her, and he points at Artemis.
Yeah, the Erudite Eternal is working on he's probably basically done by now. Just on a way to get you back to the surface, right? Because the elevator broke on your way in. So yeah, there's like an elevator, one of those glass like spheres that will take you back to the surface. But from there, you're on your own.
Okay. Should we just make our way back into the brain room to chat with him?
You could if you
Okay.
want to.
Yeah, Rex wanders back in.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you see the enormous floating brain. There's a big gold progress bar that's like almost full when you walk in, kind of hovering in space.
Hey, Brainiac.
Yes, Rex.
You hear anything up there?
Yes, the Agarans are pummeling the planet quite sufficiently. We'll all be vaporized soon.
How do I get up there and take their ship? Do you have anything for me?
Onto an
What?
Agaran warship. That's going to be quite the task, Rex.
Excuse me.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Yes, he's
Huh?
very talented. If we could just get up there.
He says, I suppose I could. Yeah, I could make the elevator space capable. Now, someone would have to pilot it, and you'd have to avoid being blasted by the aforementioned bombardment. And just leave me down here to be turned into
right
dust.
here.
Oh.
He pats Basil.
I just need a ship. Any ship, preferably with big guns.
I told you before, I can't make warships without the express permission of a Mingasi.
Look, it's fine, Basil. All right, we're going to take theirs. We just have to get there.
Yes, but wouldn't it be better if Artemis actually helped?
Pan over to Artemis. What are you doing while they're having this conversation? They've walked back into the like brain room.
Are we still trying to repair the leg?
Repair? Yeah, we're trying to repair her leg.
Repair.
Like she'll be okay now you've bandaged her up.
I think if it's just the two of us, I would look at Luna and say, "Hey, you know how you took some of my DNA earlier?
Yes. Do you want it back?
Well, no. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't know what I would do with it. But do you think you could make like a pheromone dampener or something? Does that make any sense?
Oh, yes. I think I could. I need to be in the right environment. And I look around. I'm like, this isn't really a place where I could.
No. That's fine. I think and I like gesture to Leviatha. I'm realizing I might have done something weird to her that's making her act this way. And if I don't know, if I can just like offer her a way to make it stop, maybe she won't punch me anymore.
I'll see about it. I'll see about it as soon as we're back on a ship with a proper lab. So
Okay, cool.
I help.
So
bandage.
I just sit in silence after that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool, sick.
All right. So I think if the plan then is just to get the erudite eternal to make you something space capable, something that can get you up there, with rudimentary thrust capability, that's certainly possible and doable without like express Mingasi permission. But he's not gonna put guns on it unless Artemis says so. So yeah. So the progress bar completes. And he says, well, I'm done. Your chariot awaits.
Oh God.
Fantastic.
Is it gonna be another frog thing? Goat frog thing?
He says, no, I've learned not to waste my good work on you people. I'm sure this will be fine.
I didn't want them to take Twinkle, okay? That wasn't my fault. I liked him a lot.
Well, maybe you have to go rescue him. He's in the clutches of the Agurans right now. So
My boy!
yeah, so we fade over when he says like your chariot awaits. We diagonally wipe to the group of you, and you're standing in the inside of a glass like bubble essentially, in which another of these elevator sort of spheres has been built. But in this one, it has a set of 5 chairs, all facing outward around a central sort of column in the middle of it. And there are around the sort of bottom edge, the bottom hemisphere, there are some kind of like jets or vents. And then underneath the chairs, there is essentially just like a free floating like micro star. There's like a burning fusion reaction. Yeah, and that's your ship. There's no guns. It's basically just a big ball with rockets underneath, and some seats in the middle. One of the seats has a console, a sort of transparent glass console in front of it.
Basil is beside himself, just furious to even be associated with this. He like looks at the ship. He's like, "Are you kidding me?"
I think it's rather beautiful.
That's why no one talks to you anymore. That's why you're here alone.
That's fair.
Are we all in there?
You're standing in the sort of like newly constructed docking bay that he's
Okay.
created for you to get into.
Rex counts. He's like, why is there 5 seats?
And so pause. Well, there's 5 of you.
We're gonna need 4 seats.
Well, I'm not going to unmake the seat. You use it to store equipment or something. Come on.
All right, fine.
I was just trying to be thoughtful.
Rex just throws some stuff on the seat.
Wait, we can't just leave her here.
Oh no, we can.
I thought you said you didn't want anything to do with her. You were talking about pheromones and whatnot.
What?
Organic love is complicated.
Yes.
Look, I feel responsible for how crazy she is, okay? Can we just take her with us and then
No.
we could give her to her cousin or whatever after you're done beating the shit out of him. I don't care. I feel like it's weird to just leave her here.
That's why she can't come, Armus. I'm gonna kill her cousin. Okay? So we're gonna leave her here. Don't worry, she'll find you. They always do.
I think
Trust me.
one of my eyebrows raises like, okay.
And I'm gonna go kill her cousin, and we're gonna steal his ship. But I can't vouch for how she's gonna behave when I do that. So she's staying. Are we
Can you
good?
pilot that without me?
Yeah, Basil can pilot it.
Are you sure? Have you tried? Because the last ship, I was the only one who could make it work. So, like, maybe you kind of have to take her along, or I don't
try
get
to
the ship going.
me. It's a fucking elevator. It goes up.
The only reason you want to go up there is because you want to punch people. So would you just chill out, okay? You're just as bad as she is.
Oh,
Cold.
you have no idea how bad they are.
I just grab one of Leviathan's arms and just like drag her along the ground.
She's like dragging her along. She's pretty heavy because she's got all the like leather armor and spikes and her like platform boots and like 12 knives or whatever. So like she's heavier than she looks.
Rex just rolls his eyes. He's like, she fucking turns on us. It's all on you.
Okay, fine. You help me with her now. She's really heavy.
Fine, but I get to hold the apple.
I mean, that's between you and Luna. Go for it.
Luna, apple.
You're gonna be punching people. I will not. I will not.
Again, exactly like the last time when you were like, Luna, the apple, and then the soundtrack changes noticeably. It does the kind of like dun dun dun. Like, he's like, you're going to be punching people.
I am the most adequate at defending myself. Apple, please.
Where are you gonna hide it? And I look at him like, where are you gonna put it? That when you're busy killing people, it's
I'll
not
fucking
hot.
fight one-handed if I have to. Now give me the apple.
Listen, I'll give it to you when you're done. It'll be your reward for killing
So
everybody.
here's
not
the thing.
Okay, fine.
You're like, all right, fine. Okay, all right. So Luna, you are able to keep your hands on the precious apple for a little longer, and you tuck it back at church. And so you're gonna go and help Rex. You're gonna help drag.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Begrudgingly.
So so you're all getting into the sphere. Everything in here is made of this kind of like transparent plastic metal stuff. Even the chairs, they're all plastic. It looks like a really like corny early 70s like salon. And you get in, and the voice says, I don't suppose anyone wants to see the jumpsuits I made for you. They're cool. They match.
No.
Got everybody's initials on them.
I want one.
Basil's
Yes,
already
please.
in his.
Yeah,
Basil is
he's already checking it
putting
out.
his on. He's like,
I made it out of lizards.
I'll put mine on.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll
they
put
look
mine on, but then just put all of my fucking like rags all like on top of it.
They basically look like if like Evel Knievel had a variety show with his family and they sang and danced. That's what they dress like. Like huge bell-bottom pants, lots of tassels, Yeah, and they all have like your initials. They got a big letter on the breast. So yeah, looking flashy, everybody.
Rex rips the sleeves off.
Nice. Throw them on the ground.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you strap in, you settle into the Strippin. Who's gonna sit down in front of the pilot console?
I'm gonna make sure it's like booted up and that it like is up and running, and then I guess be like, all right, you want to see if you can do it now? To Basil.
Basil looks down at the controls and what do I see?
So the panel in front of you is a transparent hexagon-shaped panel with Mingasi runic script written on it, and it has sort of little hovering sci-fi like buttons, and you press the areas of the hologram to activate it.
Yeah, Basil attempts to fly this insane thing.
Okay, all right. So you start to set the thing. Let's have you make a roll. Let's have you make a clever roll to figure out an unfamiliar system, Basil. It's pretty tricky. Let's say we're going to make an aspect, and the aspect is like that you know how to fly it.
Okay.
Let's say for difficulty, let me just take a look at what you're situated at here. You're pretty clever. Yeah, let's just call it 3. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's a 0. Do you have an aspect you would like to use?
No, Basil looks down at the ship and he's like, I don't even have a clue.
So here's the other thing you can do is you can lie. You can be like, this isn't a go, no go situation. This is just, if you leave it as is, I get an aspect that's, you don't know how to fly it. But you sit down on the console and you look at it and you're like, okay. So either you reroll.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Or you're just,
Basil
yeah.
1000% just flies it.
Yeah, okay. All right. So what does that look like? Do you realize that you don't know what you're doing and don't tell anybody, or?
No, Basil sits down like the cockiest robot android cyborg ever and just boop, 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 boop. And off we go, and he presses a button
Oh god.
and
Okay, sure. You just press a button, some controls appear, you can like put your hands in them and yeah, like as you're decoupling from the dock, the erudite Eternal says, it's like, well, have a good time. I suppose I'll just stay here and get disintegrated by Agarans.
yeah, Basil
Just
waves
awkward
goodbye. Basil,
silence. No.
Basil waves goodbye as they take off.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was saying that as we were like leaving.
He is as you're pulling away. He's just like,
Oh,
"All right,
okay.
bye."
Yeah,
Have fun.
while he's saying all that somber shit, I'll like
Yeah.
the window, like, bye, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So you separate out and start going up through the water, leaving a trail of bubbles. And we stay in the facility, right? We stay down here, and we like pan over to the brain, and we can hear him talking to himself. He's like, "Well, I swear, of all the ungrateful, it's fine. I don't even care. I hope the Mingasi go just exterminate themselves. I hope they crash. I should have just blown up the ship on their way out. No, you can't do that. That's too mean. You wouldn't do it. Better have a noble end. Noble end blown up by Agarans." And he's like, "Wait, is there someone there? Who's that?" And we hear the wet flap, thump, flap, thump, and we see in the golden light just his silhouette, because now that we know he's a monster, we never get to see his face fully lit. We just see like part of this mutated little creature. And he says, "You are not alone, enormous brain. No, and you are going to help me get my revenge." And we see him like light a cigarette, and it like lights up one hideous green eye, and he like smokes it out of the side of his weird beak mouth. And then we cut over to the group of you traveling through the water. So there are some meters and dials and what have you in front of you, Basil, indicating certain things are occurring, but you have no idea what they mean. But you are going the right direction. You're heading up. You're heading up towards the surface. And the closer you get, the more I think we see. Like you go past like just a dead whale, just like floating upside down. The water is like getting hotter and hotter as you go up, because it's being pummeled with lasers from space. The whole surface of the planet is. So. What's the plan here? Are you like talking with each other? Is everybody just kind of like strapped in and like nervously awaiting the escape? What's the situation?
I just assume Rex's plan is to get to the surface and then just like punch a ship or something. So we're just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in this little glass like egg.
We
ship.
didn't really know what's on the surface yet, right? We don't know what kind of state it's in, so it's
Yeah.
Okay.
just
Right. So the nervous energy before
Yeah.
action. Okay.
yeah.
I would say I'm not nervous. I'm busy researching the task that Artemis put out for me. And so I'm not even paying attention. Like if we survive, then I'll do this. If not, then I won't. It's kind of situation.
Okay. All right.
I feel like it's just an awkward silence as we ascend,
Yeah.
but for different reasons.
Totally.
Oh, Basil's
Yeah.
like humming to himself.
It's like where you're providing like the elevator music.
Yeah. Yeah,
In
it's
the
less
scene.
a hum and more like there's an auditory function inside of me that just like music is playing through. Like,
Yeah. Calming, meaningless, tuneless noise. Okay. All right. So as you float, you ascend to the surface on your little like bubble jets from this weird ship. Emerging out into the sky is like a sudden burst of brightness, right? Because it's dark underwater. It gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and then whoosh, you pop out, heading towards the sky. But it's just a horrible like wasteland. The surface of the water is being pummeled by these enormous like shots from the sky. The atmosphere is all thin and full of smoke. You look around and we see, as you start to lift off, we see the earth is pitted. Everything is on fire. The whole planet is being just decimated. Starting on this side, and then as it turns, just keeps getting lasered. And then we cut to the bridge of the. I have to look it up every time because it's so fucking stupid. The Storm of Light's Bane, and we just see to the sound of heavy metal guitar, we just see Emperor Darkthrone like air guitaring while he's like watching the planet getting blown up. And so you basically just emerge into a fusillade of laser fire. Evasive maneuvers might be in order because you're going to get caught up in these lasers.
Yeah, Basil.
Evasive maneuvers.
yes, Basil attempts to evasively maneuver.
Okay. All right. Let's see if you're quicker than the laser beams here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me roll against you here.
And they died that day.
Oh god.
I
All
fuck
right.
up these rolls every time I'm flying anything, so I'm so
Yes, but I
excited
don't
to
know what
not
I'm
be the one
doing.
flying it.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, so this could be great. What am I rolling against this?
It depends. Like what is evasive? You can tell me what evasive maneuvers.
I
look
imagine
like
quick,
as-
right? I'm trying to be
Yeah,
quick.
that's what I
about
was
it.
thinking. You're trying to just like juke back and forth because you want to continue towards the ship, but not get hit by all the lasers.
Sure. Yes. Boy, here we go.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the good shit.
Sure.
I don't what happens if I don't do a damn thing?
The ship will take a 4-point consequence.
Great, done. I just attempt to evasively maneuver, but look back and laughing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. So the glass elevator takes a consequence. Let's call it. This one's a moderate 4-point consequence, and it's structural integrity compromised. Okay. All right. So the elevator is just getting like pummeled by lasers. Everybody's like shaking. You can see the surface of the thing is starting to get pitted. There's places where the glass is like bending and melting. And you're approaching space. The atmosphere is thinning. You're going to need that external shell if you want to even manage to get close to the ship.
Not me.
No, we've seen that you are capable of experiencing space intimately without it killing you. Anybody want to do anything?
I can't pilot.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we cut back to the bridge, and the bridge of the ship, and Darkthrone is just like finished like an imaginary guitar solo, and he stops, and like a couple of his officers like clap for him, and then one of them stands up from the console, and she turns around and she's like, "Emperor Darkthrone, we have a new signal." And he turns and he says, "Show me." It brings up, and we see the little glass bubble flying up towards you, towards them, and he says, "What is it?" And she says, "I don't know. Unidentified, sir. What do you want me to do?" He's like, "What do you mean? What do I want you to do? Blow it up!" And she says, "Yes, sir. Blowing it up, sir." And she sits down and brings up her targeting interface and loads up some kind of like next level missile technology. It's not just the lasers. And we see on the outside of the ship one of those massive like honeycomb shaped missile tubes like rotate open, and all the little missiles glistening sharply on the ends. Get ready to launch. What do you do, Basil?
Oh no, go for it.
Yeah, we're Artemis.
I was gonna say, can I like look at the console and see if I can find like super shields or something?
Yeah, I mean, Basil. So the way the inside of this ship is set up, you're all kind of like your backs are facing each other, so you have to kind of like look over your shoulder to like
okay,
see what he's
yeah.
doing. Yeah, you could try and take a look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the ship does seem to have like defense systems, but they're not turned on. Like the ship has shields.
Right. Yeah.
It says clearly right there, shields off.
Right. Okay. I would like to turn shields on.
Okay. While the ship is flying, you'll have to unbuckle and like get over there. And you're moving at escape velocity here, so it's very difficult. What do you do? Describe to me what happens.
Oh, I mean, I think I like look over and I can tell it's very obvious to me that he has no idea what anything says or what anything does. And he's also just announced to everybody, "I don't know what I'm doing." So I think I'll like unlatch myself, but hold on to one of the buckles so that I'm still like grounded a little bit, and then like reach over and like slap the button that turns on shields.
So you have to, of course. The way you have to go is over Leviatha's seat to where Basil is sitting.
Of course, yeah.
So you have to like kind of hold on and like climb, and she's still unconscious for now.
Right.
Okay. So you're just like maneuvering your way over there. Let's have you make a careful roll.
Okay. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
dear, that's not good. Do you have something that you could?
I'll use
re-roll that?
Mingasi Urchin. Do you think I should re-roll it?
I mean, it's entirely up to you. You can add to it. Difficulty's 2, so you'd have to use 2 fate points to get there.
I'll re-roll it.
Okay, and how is your being an urchin helping you do this maneuver?
My being Mingasi helps because I can actually read what the fuck the console says.
This is more getting to the console. Once you're there, you just have to hit the on button.
Oh, I see. And I don't know. I don't have anything that helps.
Okay, that's all right. You get part way over there. You start like climbing over, and you're like reaching for it. And then of course, that's when Leviatha wakes up and grabs you. So you're like climbing over her, and she's just like lying there. And then we see her like blink and shake her head, and you're looking and like stretching, and And then she looks up and she snarls and she grabs you. So all of a sudden, like you feel her hands on your the front of your jumpsuit.
God damn it.
And
God damn it, Leviathan.
yeah, and so she's like grabs you. What do you do or say?
It's like, Leviathan, we're about to crash. Please don't do this right now.
She looks at you. She's like, you stabbed me.
Yeah, you punched the shit out of me. Ugh, look. And I just like try to reach over and still hit the button. I'm gonna try to like use the fact that she's holding me as like even more.
Yeah, you can
like,
let go of the
stability.
buckle and like reach over. You got a little bit more room. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Roll clever this time because you're putting yourself at a little bit of a. You're stretching a little here instead of being careful. Same difficulty.
Hey.
Okay. All right.
That's
So
better
you
than a -4.
Yeah, you reach over and you hit the button, and we see around the little jet-shaped little bubble shields, gold shields spring up, and that's when the missiles come streaking in. Basil, you're the pilot. What are you gonna do? The ship has shields now, so there's some benefit there. And let's make a thing for it.
Evasive maneuvers again, I would assume.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm still gonna try.
Okay, so there is a shield. Now, if you want to, you can boost the shield again, Artemis, by spending a fate point. Right now, there's a free use of the shield.
Yeah, I'll boost it.
So you beat it by 2. Or if you spend it, you beat it by 1. Okay, so you use the fact that you're Mingasi. This is where that comes into play, right? You can read it and you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you lean over, hit the button. We see this golden hand slip into frame, hit the thing. As Basil, you're trying to pilot the ship. Lasers still firing, and that's when the missile lock on, and then a cluster of them come flying towards you. You can make that quick roll. I will roll the missiles. Now you can use you have access to the shielding as well as your own.
Yeah,
point.
of course. Yeah.
Okay, so.
And I would also like to use
Oof.
I'll use the shielding, and I will use just a gigolo, as I even though I don't know this ship's controls, I do know ship controls and I do know how ships work. So
and you're being a gigolo helped you learn that how?
Well, no, just a gigolo is the idea that everyone assumes that all I am is just a gigolo.
It's like
In reality,
your hidden depths.
I'm so much more. Yeah.
So are you still like humming while this is happening?
Oh yeah, no, the music's still playing. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right. So it's like you're dancing with the missiles. So like they chase past you, they come flying at you again. So you're using that one, and then the shielding to give you a +4.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. All right. So you get within shield range. We come back to the bridge, and the emperor sees that this happened, that you dodged it, and he gets angry. Right. He shouts at the gunner, and he walks over and he's like, "Move! Let me do it!" And like pushes her out of the way, and he sits down, and he pulls out a key, like a metal key, and puts it into the console and turns it. And the bottom of this kind of jagged black ship, a huge portion of it opens up, and an enormous cannon, like bigger around than your whole ship, just comes out of the bottom. And he begins to prepare to fire the compensator. You have time to do one thing before he fires it. What do people want to do? And this is kind of the last obstacle. If you can get past this thing, you'll be within range to find your way onto the ship somehow. You can figure that out.
Do we have a means of communicate up? We do. We have Basil's thing, right?
Basil threw it away.
Nope, I threw it away.
So we have no means of communicating with them.
Not that we know of.
That's not strictly true.
He can't read anything on there, so he doesn't know.
I don't know what any of this says. It's not in ones and zeros.
But I mean, there is someone on the ship who has like a direct, a direct communication line with her cousin.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
Are they still grappling?
Yeah,
she's
she still got
just
me,
holding
right?
she's holding you in place, Artemis, and looking at you like differently. Like she doesn't want to hurt you. She's just kind of like she's just like, you stabbed me. She's like staring at you like, what? What does it mean?
And I like lean in and I'm like, we're gonna die.
Yeah,
Basil leans back and is like,
we see the ship. We see the ship, and it's like a grain of rice against the massive spiked opening of this slowly and kind of phallically protruding cannon that's emerging from the bottom of the ship and like unfolding all these spikes.
Rex wants to. He just leans over and grabs her communication device off her belt.
It's on her wrist, so she's got it like this.
Oh,
and
okay.
you can lean over and
Just lean over and just grab it.
Just like
Okay.
rip it off.
yeah, sure. Just like pull it off, and she's like, "Hey." Watches you take it.
Yeah, he straps it on and calls the mothership.
So Leviathan looks back at you, Artemis. She's like, "Nobody's ever stabbed me before."
She didn't even care about it.
No,
And
she's
I'm
so
So we're
fixated.
about to die.
And
They're
I lean
about
in
to
and I'm
blow
like,
us up.
I was like, well, I could stab you if you wanted.
She looks over at you and she's like, "Ugh, gross. No." Oh, what are you
Okay.
talking about? And she looks at you, Artemis. She's like, "No, it's different. I could feel it. I saw on your face when you did it. You really meant it. The stabbing." She like squints at you. She's like, I know what your true feelings are. I feel them too.
I'm so confused right now.
So the two of you just kind of awkwardly stare at each other for a minute. Meanwhile, Rex, you pulled this communicator off of her wrist, and it's spiky and there's buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you press it, and the opening chords of Raining Blood play, and then they play again, and then you hear a beep, and you hear a voice come from the communicator. It's a male Agaran voice, and it says, "You've reached Emperor Darkthrone. I'm off conquering and destroying things, and so I can't answer your call right now. But if you leave me a message, I'll probably delete it." Beep.
Dear Lord.
Hey, it's Rex. Your cousin's on the little.
No, I'm here. Right? It's Rex, is it? So we meet at last. Rex, you dick.
Hey, I'd say likewise,
screw you,
but I
man.
don't even know who you are, pug.
And he pauses. He says, No, you wouldn't yet. But soon all the universe will tremble at the name Emperor Darkthrone.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm heading up there right now. So
he's like, so you're the one in that fragile little vessel. Well, good. This will take even less time than I had thought. I'm going to evaporate you with my mighty cannon. And it's like, you can hear in the background humming, like as it charges up. And he says,
I'd love to see the look on Thuja's face when she finds out you killed her sister.
And he says, any Agaran would be happy to die under the mighty blast of the compensator.
Hey, Thuja's your problem, not mine.
He says, enough talk. Now I will destroy you.
Do
you have any last words, fool?
Yeah, man. The universe is gonna forget that you blew up this ship, but they'll remember if you fight me man to man. Everybody's gonna realize you're the real deal.
So you want to try to convince him to 1v1 you in the base?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
So you're trying to be.
Yes.
There's no proof I was even on this ship. You know?
So you're trying to be clever here, and I think he's gonna try to be careful, and we will see how that goes for both of you. Let me add a character sheet for him here. So let's see. Okay. All right, and I only have the one. I only have the one fate point for him right now. So here we go. Nice. So, do you have anything you'd like to spend? You got some fate points here.
Yeah. Let's expend anything for love, because obviously I can't die here. I have to survive. I have the app one so close.
Right, so you're being motivated here by
Yep.
staying alive so you can complete your mission. Yep.
But also, I'm gonna spend one for retired Outlaw Sharkanoid. This is my kind of guy. I know how they operate.
Right.
And I know that this goading is precisely what we need, and he will accept. He will take the bait.
Okay. So so that we cut to him and he's listening to it. And he's got his phone and he's like a communicator and there's like a little like Hello Kitty like cell phone charm hanging from it. He's looking at it and holding it in his hand. And he looks up and he says he's like, curses, my eternal hubris. I must defeat him myself. And it's still on, and so you can all hear him. and he's like, but we've heard so much about his prowess in battle. No, I will prove myself. Finally.
It's like this fucking guy, man.
I will sever his head from his body and I will take it back to the shards of Agara. I will show all of them what a mighty warrior I can be.
Hey, hello?
Oh God, was this thing on? Yes, Rex, I accept your challenge. You wimp. Come up here and I will break all of your bones. And someone in the background is like, I don't think Sharkanoids have bones, sir. And he's like, it's a metaphor. Shut up. And he looks back at the communicator. Deactivate the weapon. We will find use for it later, perhaps on a planet or other. Listen, get up here and I'll fight you. And he presses the button to turn it off.
Okay.
And and we see the glowing red of the inside of the cannon sort of fade to darkness as it retracts back into the ship. So while all that is happening, Artemis, what are you gonna try to wriggle free? Like she's not even like really doing anything except giving you this like really weird stare of like feelings, beaming her feelings at you.
I'm like studying it. I'm just like sitting there like on the side, just like looking at them and writing down notes and looking at them again and write like a counselor would almost like. Yep.
And how does that make you feel?
I think in classic movie fashion, at the completely wrong time, I'm gonna be like, look, Leviathan, everything that you're feeling right now it's not real. Okay?
I would like to posit, is it though? So you have an aspect.
Right.
You have an aspect, right? And you just want someone to love. And
It's true.
She so desperately wants to be that person. And who cares if it's fake and magic by accident? You can say no. You can be like, no, it's not real. Because I did. I mean, I think you can deny it and also like either like publicly or inside know that you did this thing to her. It's not like an actual thing, but I'm offering that maybe you don't get there. It's up to you. What do you think?
I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah. All right. So what does that look like?
Just like all of the firing and whatever else, all of those sounds like dim a little bit. Just like Leviathan, and I put my hands like on her face. I'm like, I think that I did this to you, and not like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's not real, and I'm trying to figure out how to help you so that.
But
I don't know if you want to, if we could start over or something. But right now, what's happening right now? It's not real. It's not. Okay.
It's just like a single tear of blood wells up in one eye and like slides down her cheek, and she's like, "But you stabbed me."
Okay.
And she lets you go. She like pushes you away and like turns her head like she doesn't want to look at you. Get away from me. So yeah,
Well, since we're still on a ship, I just fucking like fly up against the side of the
you
ship.
like roll across the floor, get pinned into the corner as the ship is like hurling through space. Yeah. So she just like is just like crying and like, don't look at me. And you manage to crawl back into your chair as the as you approach the ship. So if there is any last minute like planning or like discussing to be done before you get into the clutches of the Agarans, now is your last opportunity, because pretty soon there's going to be guards and what have you all over the place.
No, I'm too awkward.
No.
Too awkward now. I'm not saying
Like
anything.
an awkward space
Shit's
play.
too weird on my side of the ship.
Rex has just got his hands behind his head.
Right? Everyone is really uncomfortable except Rex, who's just like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we see the ship's like cargo section open up, and a long metallic like claw on a chain essentially comes down and grabs onto the ship, and starts to retract you up into the belly of the warship of the Storm. And we cut to the ship looking pretty beat up, parts of it kind of melting. The shield turned off, and the door open, and you're in the hangar bay of the Agaran warship, hanging from racks all along. Like, this is like a huge hangar. So hanging from these racks are little Agaran fighters, probably like 100 of them. There are like larger like bombers and stuff. Basically, the whole place is just full of attack vessels. And the Emperor's warrior guards, same guys that we saw Barry and his company in their little like leather Speedo outfits and their enormous hair, have all come to recover you. There's about a dozen of them. And and so they open the door. Who's the first one out of the ship?
I think I am.
Okay. All right. So they essentially they've come to take you prisoner, right? They have weapons and they're so they say to you, you are to be guests of Emperor Darkthrone, and they all kind of like chuckle. Guests in the brig, at least until the ceremony.
And then I'm like, oh my God, they're all like it. They're all like
Uh-huh.
I want to establish that before I walk out of the ship, I've like in classic Artemis style, like covered up, so that it's not obvious I'm Mangasi, even though they know there's a Mangasi somewhere. But just like, yeah.
Sure. Okay. So you're just like cloaked.
Rex
Okay.
hams it up a bit, and he goes up to the first guy, and he's like, huh, to see if they flinch.
Totally flinches. But someone else like grabs you, and they basically like manacle everybody to take you away to the prison for now, until Rex can negotiate the terms of the battle. But one of them comes up to you, Basil, and he's like, "Hey, Basil." You can't see his face because he's got like the weird leather mask on.
Hey, Chuck. Are we good? I brought them to you guys. I'm not going to the brig, am I?
And he shakes his head. No. You've got a meeting with Emperor Darkthrone.
Basil like looks at everyone, is like, bye, and just walks away.
Yeah. And so we follow you. We cut to
Rex just yells after you like, "Tell him I'm coming."
so we cut to the ship. The ship's still bombarding the planet because now they're just gonna blow it up. They want to destroy the whole planet now, just for kicks. But we don't go there. We go to his like ready room, such as his little meeting room, and it's a smaller version of his quarters, and it is it's basically just a large black desk with an enormous chair with spikes and thorns coming off of it, and then the walls are all decorated with weapons. Right, there's like a whole rack of katana and like throwing stars in a glass case. You walk in. He's got the back of the chair, and actually we see we see him first. We see him in his room. He's got the back of the chair turned, and the door opens. We hear the hissing sound of the door, and he spins it around, but it's just one of his like lieutenants, and he's like, "Ah, I told you not to interrupt me." And he like, spins back around. He's just like, "Don't let anybody else in here unless it's the prisoners." And he turns back, and then we see you outside get led to the door, and the door opens, and the guy opening the door like coughs loudly, like, all right, prisoner, let's go," and like nudges you into the room, and then he spins around and he says, "Welcome back, Basil. You've done my bidding well. Congratulations."
Basil does like a thank you. I try.
Truly, the depths of your treachery are magnificent and deep.
I have been told I have a very dark soul, as I'm sure you can relate.
He nods. Yes, I am very familiar with darkness. And he like stares out at space. So
Basil's-
you brought me Rex, and now we are to do battle.
Yes, I hear the chances are you'll wallop him good. I'm very excited.
He nods. He says, "I do work out quite a lot. I have become strong in the many gyms of my homeworld." Like flexes an arm at you kind of weakly, and he says, "But I intend to hedge my bets. Tell me." He like gestures to a seat in front of him. "Tell me, Basil, what are his weaknesses? How can I exploit this fool, this old man?"
Oh, his weakness is that which we will never truly understand. He like looks at him and like puts his arm on his shoulder, and they stare out into the dark void of space together. And he's like, Rex's true weakness is love.
Sucks.
Yes,
I will-
indeed.
I will manipulate his weakness for love, as you call it. How am I best to do such a thing? What is it that this Rex loves so much, Basil?
I heard he loves, and Basil sort of like looks around.
Trying to make something up.
Yeah, he's like katanas so much. He uses them quite often in combat.
And he looks at his walls of katana. He says, so the interloper has good taste in weaponry. And he like gestures. I've spent many years combing the universe for such perfect weapons as these. He stares at them. None of them have yet to taste blood. Which shall I use? The red one? That blue one over there. They're all so great and sharp.
He's also a huge lover of the color blue.
And he
That's-
nods. He says, yes, the blue one then. I will kill him with that which he most desires. You have served me well, Basil.
Anything for you, my lord.
And he turns and he says, you spoke of an apple, something you found down there. What is it?
Well, it is this. There was a brain, and the brain gave us the apple. And the apple is supposed to help with something. I wasn't in the room at the time. I was trying to contact you. So honestly, I don't know what they know, but it's an apple. It's possible they ate it, but I feel like if you got them, you can dig it out. So really, win-win, pal. Win-win.
He says, and would it humiliate Rex if I were to take this apple away from him?
From what I've heard, Rex loves apples.
He nods. He says, good. Everything is coming to a grand conclusion.
But
Soon
wait.
I will
Sir, there's one more thing that he loves.
Yeah.
Keeping me away from starships. He said to me numerous times, Basil, you can't be the AI of a warship. That would be stupid. Well, I don't
like,
think you're stupid.
When you say that, he's like, no, he's obviously the one that is stupid. Stupid
Agreed.
Rex.
I agree.
Yes, that's what I've been saying.
agree.
I told my whole crew about this just the other day, about how stupid he is. Oh,
And
what a
he
dummy.
is. Have
Boy.
you seen the way he looks like with a mustache on him?
Very well,
Hilarious.
Basil. I will think on these words, and perhaps when I have Rex's severed head upon my desk or some other place where he's not getting his gross blood all over it, then I will give you the reward you so deserve.
Oh, but my liege, it takes so very long to interface with technology these days. Is not what it
I
used
will
to
have
be.
no more of your nerd speak. You are boring me. Go back to the brig and pretend that you are my prisoner, and tell Rex that you fear for his life, and see what he does. I'm gonna watch on my security camera. And he presses the button. Go. Be out of my sight.
Basil is like in shock and just turns around and just slowly walks away. And he's like, well, then I guess you don't want to hear about the last thing he loves.
Can make a make a clever roll. I will oppose you with his careful. See how I do. You got a 4.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So you start to walk away, and you're like, the last thing he loves, and you see him, and he's looking after you, and he's just like, oh, Basil, wait. Yes, it would please me if you were to tell me such a thing.
And it would please me if you would give me access to your ship.
He says, trust is earned, Basil. You have taken the first steps down the great path of loyalty, but it is not enough to have the access you demand. Give it time. Keep your secrets if you must.
Basil walks as he's walking away. He goes, so be it. But remember this: Rex's one true weakness is a riddle. What kind of ship is better than a ship made of gold or made of diamonds?
And he says, as with everything, I am excellent at riddles. I will ponder the meaning of this.
Basil walks away and gives him a ta-ta.
Yeah. So he stares out the window, and we see his reflection in the screen. He says, who would make a ship out of gold? That's a fucking dumb idea. And then we fade to break. We take a break here. So yeah, this
Quality
should be
shit
good.
today.
I'm excited. This should be fun. So stick around, everybody. We got the back half of this hootenanny coming at you right after the break. Don't go anywhere.